has put out some expectations as far as auto sales are concerned. And let's put the table up, which kind of tells you what auto companies reported in the month of November. These are not expectations for December. I mean, in a couple of days, we'll get the numbers for December, but the numbers on your screen are November. Just to put in context, when you look at the December numbers as they start to come out the next week, I mean, early next week. So Maruti actually was the only company which reported strong numbers. Growth was 12% year on year. I mean, actually, for Maruti, there was no real sort of impact of demonetization or anything. In the case of M&M Tractors, 21% degrowth. Tata Motors was flat. Ashok Leyland was up about 7%. In the case of Bajaj, there was a 13% drop. In Hero, there was a 13% drop as well. The big difference in December as compared to November was, I think the impact, first of all, will be a lot more severe.
Yeah.
Because, I mean, December is the pinch month. November, as like we saw in other industries, got by with a lot of inventory build-up, backlog, etc. In the month of December, that will not be there. In the month of December, the wholesale volumes would also reflect what the retail level volumes are really. I mean, the numbers that we get essentially are what companies are selling out. We don't get what the retail level sales are. I mean, companies could be stuffing the inventory pipeline, selling to dealers, but dealers may not actually be able to push that out. But in November, in the case of many companies, there was that mismatch. In the month of December, because a lot of inventory would already be cleared out, I think you'd be able to see that kind of impact. So wholesale and retail would be a lot more matched in the month of December really. Just two other points. In urban areas, this is completely anecdotal evidence. I mean, picking up the phone and talking to people, that kind of evidence. It seems like it's the financiers who are hesitant to kind of lend aggressively, and I think we've heard that from companies, right? I mean, people pulling back on consumer durable financing, etc. I mean, and that started even before demonetization or anything of that sort. But I think it's accentuated after demonetization. In rural areas, I think that is where the demand is really hit. So, I mean, just without putting absolute numbers there, I think if you want to see which companies will hold out better, it's companies which have got order backlog, right? I mean, to kind of sell. iShares and Maruti. I mean, actually, there are only two which kind of stand out. Yeah. In the case of Bajaj, in the case of Hero, there will be degrowth. I mean, actually sharp degrowth, at least expected. TVS should be absolutely flat. And I think Mahindra should be flat as well. I mean, actually only two companies. That is Maruti
and even this
iShares.
time, channel check suggests that most of these companies have planned production shutdowns in December, but on account of demonetization, they've only chosen to extend that shutdown by a couple of days. So they're realigning.
This we were saying right after the demonetization event happened, that companies, I mean, this is, to put it bluntly, a big PR problem for companies, right? I mean, they don't want to come out and say that we are shutting plant for 2 days, 3 days, 10 days because of demonetization, because of demand getting hit. So, December is the time when you take this annual maintenance shutdown. I mean, you take it for a week, make it 2 weeks. I mean, so kind of you account for that impact. And I think that's what's happening, really.
Okay. That's, we'll get the numbers coming in early next week, post your New Year holiday and party. But let's talk about